Hello everyone, welcome to the Storyist. One of the oldest yet most important sayings we always hear is never judge a book by its cover. But despite knowing this, many of us still choose to do so. Today, let me tell you this story about an owner of a restaurant who visited his luxury restaurant dressed like a hobo. The way that the staff treated him made him cry. Stay until the end of the video to see what happened. William is a rich guy who owns a series of luxurious restaurants, real estate properties, and even pharmacies. Most of his businesses have branches spread all over the city, but he likes to keep his identity private, and he is rarely seen in pictures or in events. His reason behind this is that he wants to live an ordinary life, and he hates being under the spotlight. So for most people, even his staff and his restaurants, the only thing they know about William is his name and the fortune that's associated with it. But they have no idea about his face or anything else about him. William is living a perfectly fine and private life. He has a loving wife who loves to cook, and who manages most of his restaurants' menus, and two beautiful daughters who are both excelling in their studies. William also loves helping other people. He usually goes to charities to offer food and clothing, and sometimes he stages events for homeless people to eat and enjoy for a day. He even gives homeless people jobs in some of his restaurants and construction works. He helps a lot of people, and he believes that everyone should be helping each other out too. He has not lived all his life in riches. He too has gone through his own hardships, before he has finally fulfilled his dreams of becoming a businessman, more so, a business tycoon. When he was young, he experienced going to school with dirty and rugged shoes, and without a single penny. He would often stay behind restaurants' back kitchens and ask for spare food by the end of each day. That was how he got by. He still used his dirty shoes until he finally got a job. He always thought, why buy a new pair of shoes when he can just put the money in his savings? He kept this mindset until he saved enough, bought his first ever restaurant, which he ran with his wife. Then everything went skyrocketing from there. William reminisces to the days when he was still roaming the streets, begging for strangers to give him alms. How he wishes to pay them all back now he has more money than enough for himself and his family. But he realizes paying it forward to those who need it most is the best way to pay those kind-hearted people back. William goes to his big cabinet and picks up old, rugged rubber shoes. These are the shoes he used to walk with when he still had nothing. Out of the blue, he decides to wear the shoes again. He does this to be able to savor deeper the blessings he has now. He walks with the shoes, and then he sees a pair of rugged pants and a rugged shirt. He put both of them on as well, and relives the fears he had when he was young. He was uncertain of how his future would turn out before, but now he can never be happier. All of a sudden, William's phone rings. His secretary speaks to him in the other line, and she is asking him to come to the clubhouse a few blocks from his home to sign some papers for his real estate property. William has no time to change his clothes, so he walks toward the property in the same getup. After the signing, he walks past one of his fancy restaurants. He decides to eat there, so he enters inside. The moment he walks in, he sees the waiters and waitresses grimace at his view. He is confused for a quick moment, but when he realizes that he is in tramp clothes and that he's looking like a hobo, he immediately apologizes to the staff. "I'm sorry, I'm not a hobo. I'm just dressed like this because I was trying out some clothes," William explains. But the staff did not listen. Instead, one of the waitresses instructs the security guard to throw him out. Frightened, William tries to explain once again. He walks towards the staff to talk to them, but they all treat him like a disgusting person. They keep distancing themselves from him. His presence is starting to create some chaos, and some customers dining in are even taking some videos. Seeing this, William feels his heart break, thinking that if one of his homeless friends comes to the very same restaurant, his campaign of spreading love and goodwill will not even be reflected. William is about to cry, feeling like he has become the center of everybody's attention now, and he does not like being in the spotlight. All of a sudden, tears drop from his eyes, and the staff are beginning to chant bad words and call him names, forcing him to get out. Then William walks again and asks to talk to the manager of the place. He thinks that the manager will at least know who he is and teach his staff some lessons about treating customers the right way. But one of the waiters says, "Who are you to call our manager? You're not even a customer here. Go away." This breaks William's heart even more. He wants to shout back and tell them that he is the owner of the restaurant, but he knows no one will believe him. Then, after a moment, the manager comes out. The manager of the restaurant looks at him and says, "Sir, please get out of our restaurant. You're not welcome here." This surprises William, not because the manager does not recognize him, but because of how he treats a homeless-looking man. "Why would you treat me that way?" asks William in between tears. The manager looks at him and replies, "Because you have no money to pay for our meal." And then he calls the police to help throw William out of the restaurant. William waits for the police to come before he leaves to settle everything. Then, when the police came, they all looked at William, and with just one look, they already recognized him. "I'm sorry, but the man you are trying to throw out from this place is the owner of this place," the police officer says. Turns out, he's a fan of real estate stocks, and he watches every single event or interview that William is at, however few they may be. All the staff, the customers, and especially the manager are shocked by what they heard. William stands up and takes out his wallet. He shows them his ID that says William Hockney. The manager pales by hearing his name and he apologizes to William. "I'm really sorry, sir. I did not know it was you," the manager pleads. But William stops him from saying anything else. "Exactly. You did not know who I was. And if it were a real homeless person, he would have been treated worse," William says and leaves the place. The following morning, he releases a memo for all his restaurants to require good service to everyone, and he assigns people to help him monitor this. As for the restaurant where he was mistreated, he opens up many job vacancies for homeless people that will replace the mean waiters and waitresses at the restaurant. He offers them a place to settle in while working at his restaurant. He makes them clean and presentable and hires them as waiters and waitresses. Because of this, William gains more popularity and his restaurant chain has been more famous than ever. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video and we'll see you on the next.